What's up, guys? We're live. Got that flattering view from my cup holder as I drive home from work. Welcome to another car talk. This one won't be too long because I don't have much time to do this, but I figured I'd hop on, see if anybody wants to watch and listen and discuss things in the chat. But we are driving home right now from work. Have a nice day at work, working at church. It's a blessing to be able to do that job, to work for the Lord. As you guys fall out of the cup holder. What a great camera setup. I mean, is that okay? I don't know. We'll see how long it stays. But how's it going? Hope you guys are having a good day. Hope you guys are enjoying the wonderful November weather. We have finally are starting to get chilly out here. I can see a lot of the resorts are starting to blow snow up in Vermont, which is very exciting. They've been getting a good amount of snow up there from some clipper systems that have been coming through, as well as just the colder temperatures, which allows them to blow snow, which is super exciting. I know you guys are super excited for winter to come, get to shovel your driveways and all that fun stuff. But honestly, we're excited for the ski season to start up, which is going to be really fun. We've got our season passes ready to go. We will be enjoying hopefully some cold weather. That's the goal. You know, we can't have snow without cold weather, and in New Jersey, you never know what you're going to get in the winter. So it's one of those things where we'll have to wait and see. One winter we can get a nice big storm with almost 3 feet of snow, and then the next winter we'll be lucky if we get a couple inches of snow the whole year. So that's the way it is in New Jersey. It's just very unpredictable, weather for sure. I hope you guys are having a good one. I hope you guys are doing well. Seeing if you like the change of weather, change of scenery. Up here in northern New Jersey, we pretty much have no leaves left on the trees, very few. A few trees here and there do have a bit of leaves on them. One of the trees in my backyard likes to hold on to its leaves until like January, which is crazy. They all end up dying, but they stay on there until January or so, and they start falling off on top of the snow, which is kind of funny. But our front yard, the trees have lost all their leaves, and we cleaned them all up already, which is nice. They took the leaves away, which is all good. We like to see that. And then we have winter coming around soon, so it'll be December before we know it. December 21st, I believe, is the first day of winter. So once that starts up, we'll start shoveling snow, plowing snow, doing a lot of indoor work, indoor activities, wood shop stuff. So hopefully you guys like that. Maybe we'll get back on the lathe, make a bat or something cool. That was fun last year. I got the lathe, made my first ball bat, which was really a cool experience. I don't know if you guys have ever done that before, but it's pretty cool to be able to, you know, take a piece of wood from your backyard and turn it into a nice hardwood baseball bat, which is pretty fun. I will admit it's kind of dangerous, kind of scary using that lathe, especially when you're holding a sharp knife dagger and spinning it against something that's rotating at thousands of RPMs, which is obviously a little bit scary. But if you guys have ever used the lathe before, you know you got to be extra careful. Make sure you keep your tool down on the guard or on the rest, and don't put it in on the wrong angle or anything, because you'll be sorry if you can even be sorry afterward. So it's really a dangerous tool to use, especially when you're using the straight edge, one of those straight smoothing knives. They're pretty scary to use. If you're using a gouge or something like that, it's really not too bad. What's up, Keenan? Welcome to the chat. How's it going? Hope you're having a good day today. We're just talking about the changing of the seasons, how we're moving inside to do a lot of work in the shop now as the weather starts to change, as it starts to get colder out. We can't do as much outside. Hope you're having a good one. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. What's up, guys? Got 4 people in the stream right now. Leave it a like. Get some more people in here. Feel free to ask questions. Do whatever you want. I'm just driving right now and have nothing better to do. So if you guys want to talk about whatever, we can do that. But right now we're just talking about indoor workshop activities. So we'll be working on a lathe. Hopefully make a baseball bat. That would be really cool to do that again. That was fun. And I'm sure there's all kinds of other stuff you can make on a lathe. Maybe we'll make some tool handles or something. But we just had another tree fall down in the backyard, which is actually where I got the wood for my first baseball bat. It was from a downed tree. And this tree that recently fell, I'm not sure what type of tree it was, but it fell and took down the fence, which always happens. And it is a very straight tree. I hope it's not rotted out or anything, because the wood looked pretty good on it. And that'll be fun. Do I make knives? I haven't made a knife in a really long time. When I was younger, I used to fool around and take scrap metal and make knives like that, but I've never forged a knife or anything like that. I do know people, a guy at my church actually, who has a forge, a whole furnace and everything, and he makes his own knives. And then one of my best friends also makes his own knives. He actually is very talented. He takes a piece of flat stock and really just draws up what he wants and cuts it out and gets a really nice edge on it and everything. So you make some knives? What kind of knives do you make? You forge them? Do you stamp them out of steel? How do you do it? There's all kinds of different ways of doing it. But that's pretty cool to make knives. I want to do that someday. I always watch like the TV shows like Forge and Fire, and watched YouTube videos on how to make a forge, and just never really got into it. Never had the time, never had the resources to do it. I have all kinds of knife sharpening equipment that I use for my pocket knives, the Benchmades and all kinds of knives that I have, Kershaw's and some of the cheaper like Walmart knives and stuff. So I like maintaining my knives, but as far as making a knife from scratch, it's always been something that I wanted to do, which sounds really cool. Just never had the opportunity to do so. So that's pretty cool, Keenan. The fact that you're making knives out here, that's pretty sick. I do know, like I said, guy from church has a whole like forge set up, blacksmith type of deal, and has like a hammer, one of those like air hammers or whatever they are, pneumatic hammer, and makes his whole setup, which is pretty cool. But my one friend, he does make just knives out of like plate steel, which is also pretty cool. He made like a really cute like little pocket knife with like a wood handle, which is really cool. It's like tiny. It was more like a proof of concept thing, but the way it turned out was pretty sick. And then he made a couple other knives, which all turned out really, really well. He didn't like really educate himself on it other than watching videos and stuff like that, but he has a very good talent for creating stuff like that, which I always found to be really cool. And you see the work he comes out with, and it looks very professional and everything. It's really cool. So that's really nice that you live in that fashion. I'm a lot better with woodworking and mechanics and auto mechanics and motorcycles and stuff like that. I'm not really a knife maker per se, but that is something I love to do if I ever have the chance to do so. But yeah, as far as knives, I mean, I like to carry, my favorite knife is my Benchmade Mini Osborne, the 940 I think it is, with the green scale handle and the purple spacers. It's a really cool knife. It's honestly my favorite knife, and kind of like my prized possession when it comes to knives. It's my most expensive one, and it's memorable for me. I watched Wrangler Star growing up as a teenager, and he had the full size 940, and it was a really cool knife. I always liked the size of it and the look to it and everything, but couldn't afford it. And then when Field and Stream went out of business up in Pennsylvania, they were having a sale at 25% off all the knives. So I'm like, this is my one chance to buy a Benchmade, and I bit the bullet and sent it. So what do we got? So you forge all your knives, mostly forge bush knives. Pocket knives are pretty hard to make. I've tried. Yeah, he made one, which is pretty cool. Yeah, like I said, I've never forged, but that's pretty cool that you do that. Do you have like a full setup at home and stuff? Like, that's pretty awesome. If you do, you should make some videos on it. I don't know if you have a YouTube channel or not. I can't tell. I'm driving right now, but the fact that you're doing a full forge, that's really awesome. But yeah, there are endless possibilities of what you can make, especially when it comes to having a forge like that. It's pretty cool. Watching you guys fall out of the cup holder again. What's up? So yeah, he even has like this oil quenching setup, which is really cool. I never really understood that, the whole tempering of the steel and all that kind of stuff. There's a whole science behind it. The temperance of the steel, getting it up to a certain temperature, dipping it in oil, doing all kinds of tempers. It's really a science for sure. There's a huge scientific aspect to it, which I'll never understand fully. But yeah, if you don't temper your knives correctly, they can crack, and the edges can roll on them and chip and all kinds of stuff like that. So it's obviously very important to do that. I just never really understood it. Never really did that. Do have a setup in my dad's shop. That's really cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, to have a whole setup like that, to be able to make knives and do your own thing, that's really cool. It's nice to have for sure. But I'm grateful for the woodworking stuff that I have. I got into that a few years ago. Picked up a lot of stuff I used. I got a nice planer, or not a planer. I got a jointer. I have a really cool lathe that my uncle bought me. He got it at an estate sale for like $30, which is crazy. It's brand new in the box, and I set it up, and it's a pretty nice lathe. It's a 36-inch lathe, which is more than enough for making a baseball bat. It works really well. It's variable speed, because you can change the belt location, so that gives it a sense of variable speed depending on if you want to move a lot of material or not. You can speed it up, slow it down. For fine work, you want it faster. For more rough work, you want it slower. Don't ask me how I know that. Yeah, I found out the hard way once. I had the lathe on, set it all up, had everything ready to go, ready to start carving down this big piece of wood that I had to make a baseball bat. And I'm like, okay, I got everything set up correctly. And then all of a sudden, turn the thing on, the whole chunk, 36, maybe 34-inch wide log pretty much, comes flying off right at me. And after that, I really learned, don't do that. Don't set up your lathe the wrong way, because you'll be sorry. You'll hurt yourself for sure. So yeah, ouch. That's for sure. Thank God it wasn't the knife or something coming up at me. That's what scares me. Like I was saying earlier, that's what scares me about using a lathe. When you're using a smoothing knife, the one that's the straight edge at the diagonal, if you get that caught in the material at the wrong angle, it's not going to be a good day. So that's really something you have to watch out for. A lot of guys will wear like face shields and stuff like that. I mean, there's only so much you can do to protect yourself in that situation. I don't know if they have like guards you can put across your chest or anything, but I've heard horror stories of people getting getting pretty much hurt on a lathe. Yeah, well, it's nice to talk to you, Keenan. Thanks for coming into the chat. Keenan Potter, N6E. It's really awesome to see another fellow craftsman out here being able to make up some knives and stuff like that. So that's really cool. Thanks for sharing that. It's really awesome. Thanks for coming onto the stream for sure. So I'm gonna go check the mail. Nice and windy and cold out here now. Up to November. Well, we got some nice mail. We got our ad for the supermarket. Gotta make sure that we get all of our coupons for our food. Let's go check out what's happening back here. On the way over, I thought I saw my greenhouse flip over. Oh yeah, it did. The greenhouse is about to flip. Well, I guess I should take that apart and take it in, right guys? Well, here's the garden out here. Everything's cooked, obviously. All the peppers are dead and shriveled up, dried out. That's what happens when it gets cold. But we got a lot of carrots here. They didn't really grow very good, unfortunately. What happened was the dirt got too compacted and messed up the growth. Yeah, let's pull one live. Look at this. Check that out, guys. You saw it here first. I don't know how long they'll grow. I mean, I know how long they'll grow, but I don't know how long to the season they'll grow. I mean, it's already November. They seem to be pretty hardy. They haven't frozen or anything from the cold weather we've had, but you could tell it's a baby carrot. Didn't grow very far. But thanks for coming onto the stream, guys. Appreciate you checking this out. You can just see all this stuff's destroyed. These tomatoes are rotten. Everything got killed by the frost, obviously. But yeah, so check out my channel. We got lots of videos here, all kinds of stuff. Tool videos, dirt bike videos, hunting videos, sermons, devotionals, all kinds of outdoor activities, anything that you guys would like that has to do with anything outdoor or tool related or really anything fun is on this channel. So I appreciate you guys checking this out. Like and subscribe, check out my other videos, and we'll see you in the next stream. Have a good one, and God bless.